Hello, my name is Dr. R.N. Singh. I'm professor of sociology and criminal justice at Texas A&M University in Commerce, and I'll be your instructor during this 5-week term on family violence. I will have 5 videos recorded for you, one for each week, to give you an overview of what we will be doing during the week, including such things like the learning objective and also what activities we will be undertaking during this week, and in addition to that, how we will be assessing these activities to give you an understanding, a perspective on what this course is about, so that you are aware and you are reading meaningfully and completing your tasks in a way that you make the excellent grade. Because my goal is to really help you, guide you to do your best. And also my attitude is that while doing so, you make the highest possible grade. From me you will see the encouragement for that. Also I'll like to guide you and I'll be open for, like I have stated that in the syllabus, communication. You contact me whenever you have question, because we are in this thing together to make sure that the learning of family violence issues, problems and concepts are done adequately, so that we can justify ourselves that we have accomplished something that we are supposed to. Anyway, the main goal of week 1 is to, as an overview, as an introduction, we identify the meanings of family violence, various forms of family violence, whether it's child abuse or elderly abuse or spousal partnership, intimate partners abuse. We want to know what these are, and we also want to be aware that there has been some history of these abuses and violent behaviors in America as well as in all the countries around the world, and at the same time there have been inaccuracies the way people have been aware of these problems. Sometimes these have been under the cover or in the closet, as some sociologists talk about. We want to overcome some of these inaccuracies through our discussions, become aware. I have an assignment on that for you during the first week that you work on, that how these popular media, for example, as well as even literature on family violence from scientific avenues, whether psychology or social work or criminology, that we have not really assessed and evaluated as well as understood and recognized the real problems and issues involved with various kinds of family violence. And family violence then happens not only in behaviors but also in emotional kinds of ways. There is emotional abuse, for example, of children, in addition to the physical, sexual abuse as well as child neglect. I am just giving some example here. So we want to have various dimensions to cover, so that we understand these problems of family violence as fully as we can. And this is a graduate course, so I'll be encouraging and expecting critical thinking on these issues. And critical thinking involves conceptual thinking, some theoretical, but not idealistic, not fanatic, not religious, not wishful, kind of idealism that love, hiding behind the concept of love, the since this is my daughter, since this is my wife or husband or my parent, we just love each other. So what's the big deal if sometime we disagree, or sometime we emotionally blackmail in a way, or we are not kind of legitimate, or we are exploiting some of these relationships consciously or unconsciously. So the point is that critical thinking is a rational thinking. it is not emotional, nor is it traditional thinking. In traditions, if some people say that, well, husband, the man of the house, is in charge, patriarchal tradition that has come into the human history for thousands of years, that cannot be any more supported through rational logic, through factual analysis. And so we need to change those traditions. So this critical thinking is not a traditional thinking. It has, as I said, rational elements in it, including empirical, factual. We look at the data, we look at what the facts are, how children do get abused despite of the denial that some parents or other family members might portray. So in this thing, we approach the course with the very logical outlook, and I want you to demonstrate that in your discussions. Like I said, don't hide behind traditions as some literature might guide you through. Look into critical assessments in terms of what the facts are and how certain issues are going on despite of neglect or denial. In the learning activities in this week, I have assigned some chapters in the textbook. Also, I have assigned a discussion, and it is important that you post your discussions in time, and please read the syllabus carefully. That is one thing I want to request at the beginning, that make sure that you understand the syllabus, and whenever there is any question, post those questions on the virtual office or send me an email, so that we are clear as to what the expectations are, what our goals are. The assessments of these activities, like reading chapter 1, chapter 2, history, as well as different meanings of family violence and so forth, we will have a discussion topic, and that discussion you look into pros and cons, you reflect, as I said earlier, critical thinking based on all kinds of readings that you have, the chapters, or any other outside. I would advise you Google some of these topics now and then. If you do not have time to go to the library and read all kinds of books, I will be recommending certain readings now and then through emails, so that I guide you if at all something is needed outside of the textbook chapters. It is a graduate course, so we need to be very research oriented. We need to look at things more fully rather than partially, or rather than just skip over things. There is there are a couple of other, of course there is a weekly discussion as well as an assignment, a media reflection paper that I want you to read, and let me know if you have any questions. Then position paper and final exam, they will continue as our future week 4, week 5 kinds of goals of assignment, but those assignments are going to get you started even in the week 1. The idea is to get these assignments started, start thinking about these even week 2, week 3, so that you are doing a holistic kind of way, that you are working on it with start developing notes gradually and so on. So good luck, and I am excited to be with you during this week as well as for the whole this mini term, and I will be talking to you next week again about week 2. Thank you for your attention.